Hello, I thought we could do a reading on Taylor Swift's future. So let's get into it. I posted a Taylor Swift reading on her new album, and I think I did a pretty good job. We got the Three of Pentacles for the lyrics, I'm pretty sure. And you know what? I'm pretty sure it's about her career and how she was on tour. And we got the Ten of Cups as well, which was like family themes. So yeah, I feel like we did a pretty good job. So let's get into these cards. Cards for Taylor Swift's future. 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 Okay, so we have the Six of Wands reversed. So this tells us there can be some issues with our public appearance, but it can also tell us that we're not feeling successful in some sort of avenue, but we're going to get more into it. This is something about the past. This can be childhood as well, which I do know she's coming out with eldest daughter on one of the tracks. So this could be about how she didn't feel confident, successful in her childhood. Like she didn't feel like she could almost achieve what she's achieved today, in a sense. Yeah, this is not being petty. This is not conflict. So maybe in her new album, I'm just gonna point this out. She's talking about how she doesn't really like the idea of bringing conflict and competition and petty stuff into her success, and maybe because of that issue she wasn't successful in the past because of it. Could, like, you get where I'm coming from? Like, she didn't want to cause drama, and maybe that was where her image was altered in the past, in a sense. But we're going to get more into it. We've got the Nine of Swords. We've got the Moon. The Moon talks about mothering, it talks about nurturing, and it's the hidden parts of ourselves. So I think she's a bit anxious about, there could be a theme around nighttime as well that's appearing, because the moon's like nighttime and the Nine of Swords talks about nighttime, because in the Rider-Waite it's displayed as a bed and he's laying on the bed and all these swords are above his bed. But we'll get more into it. Five of Pentacles is leaving something out in the cold or needing to ask for help. Yeah, the Moon can talk about confusion, and the Moon to me talks about deceit. So it's kind of like anxious because of the deceit we had to do and other people asking for us to do those kind of deeds as well, because the Moon talks about hidden things, it talks about lies, it talks about deception. And when it's with the Five of Pentacles talks about asking for help. So it seems to be like, oh, I want to ask you to do this, but you need to be a little bit secretive, you need to be a little bit treading around, kind of. That's what it's kind of giving. And it's kind of giving like, I don't really want to do that. Anxiety. The Nine of Swords. But the Moon talks about mothering, feeling left out in the cold, and anxiety. So maybe she felt like she had to mother some people as well. Definitely could feel that. But cards for Taylor Swift in the future. Cards for Taylor Swift in the future. Yeah, literally the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups talks about youth, innocence, emotional newness. And the, what is this? Six of Swords talks about moving into calmer waters. And 5, 6, 7. 7 of Pentacles. Wait, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles talks about our work. So it's I feel like I know this is a future reading, but in the new album, it feels like she's going to touch on things around how her career developed as a child. Like, I feel like that's going to be like the main theme. And then the Six of Swords is kind of moving in the calmer waters. So it's kind of like, I feel like I mentioned this before, like the album's going to be chaotic at first, and then it's going to move into the more calm waters of like, oh my gosh, I'm healing. Oh my gosh, I'm moving in the calmer waters. I'm communicating. It's kind of like that. And I feel like I mentioned that before in the other reading. But Page of Cups talks about youth. It talks about emotional news and emotional newness. So there could be a sense in the future. I feel like I'm mentioning the album a lot, but like that's coming in the future as well. So we have to keep that in mind. But the Page of Cups talks about emotional newness. So there's emotional new things that is going to be brought to light, and I feel like it's around her career as a young person and how she's moved on from that in a sense. But let's get more into not Sabrina Carpenter. I do know that Sabrina, I'm pretty sure there's an album coming song with Sabrina as well, which in Sabrina's reading I was like, I think she's collaborating with someone. I'm not entirely sure, so definitely go, I'll link it up here as well. Cards for Taylor Swift's future, cards for Taylor Swift's future, cards for Taylor Swift's future. Yeah, this is like the hidden parts of ourselves, the parts that we didn't heal from, and like how we had to choose. This is literally choosing, because the Seven of Cups upright is like my options, and in reverse it's like I didn't have options, and I have to almost, there's a privacy because we've got the moon as well underneath this. This is privacy as well. So in the future we're seeing the private aspects of her life and how she didn't really have a choice in the say of some sort of things in her life. And even for some creative pursuits, you might see in the future how I couldn't really creatively pursue things because my qualities were overlooked in a sense. Yeah, the Eight of Swords. This is like a victim of our circumstances. Knight of Cups. Page of Wands. I don't know if this is true or not, but did Travis help with the creativity of the album as well? Because the Knight of... Well, I do think there's a song that's coming out on the album about Travis, which would make sense. We don't need tarot cards to read that. But that just makes sense. Well, there's the completion. The Page of Cups is... Yeah, I definitely feel like the completion of the album is like... Oh, I know I'm mentioning the album a lot, but the regret of the creativity and the passion I had with like my relationships and how they ended as well because of my career and how I needed to pursue that and how I kind of regret that as well. And I feel like we touched on that in the other reading. I'm pretty sure it was her that I mentioned regret about. But moving on to, and I'm going to mention this again because I mentioned this in the last reading. Three of Cups, Two of Cups, friendships and partnerships. We're going to see that as a theme as well with Taylor Swift. So I think I mentioned it, I think it was in the album one. Three of Cups is like your friend and this is like the relationship. Maybe it was on my Patreon one. It could have been on my Patreon one. I did do a Taylor Swift reading on my Patreon. Let's look at the Page of Wands. Clarify the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like there's a part of her album where she didn't really direct the creativity. Like, and this could also talk, because the King of Cups is like, I can't emotionally approach something, or I can't like bring a sense of purity and innocence to it. It's kind of like, I can bring the spark, I can bring the creativity, but it's kind of like, I can't bring that. It's like asking for help almost. And we've got the Five of Pentacles, which does talk about asking for help. And if I have a look around here, it's like that confusion and anxiety and needing to ask for help around the album. Let's look at the World. Clarify the World. I know I'm bringing the album up. Two of Wands is being at the crossroads. Yeah, I'm at a crossroads and I'm at this completion cycle in my life. Queen of Cups. I'm open. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Queen of Cups. I'm open to receive the emotional essence of people and my things in my career and my life in general. And the Two of Wands is like, I'm waiting for something to happen almost. Like I'm open to the emotional news, and I want that completion in my life when it comes around some things. And I'm gonna see what else this completion might be. I think it would be her friendships, but we'll double check. Three of not clarify, not clarify. Three, clarify the world for me, please. Clarify the world for me. Clarify the world for me. Yeah. There's that exchange energy as well. It's like I'm open to hear what you say, but you're not saying something to me. That's the energy it's almost like. The Queen of Cups is like, I'm open to emotionally receiving your side of the story, and I'm waiting, but you're not giving in to that side as well. That's kind of the energy it's kind of giving in the future. So you might see in the future her expressing like, I'm open to your side, but you're not really expressing that to me as well. You're not exchanging. So how can I be in a situation where you're not even exchanging with me? You know what I mean? That's kind of what it's giving. And in the future, yeah, we'll see what else we can get. Because I'm like, the album. And I'm like, what else can I get? Okay, cards for Taylor Swift's future. Cards for Taylor Swift's future that will be in the public eye. In the public eye. There's literally a lawnmower now. Temperance is healing and patience. Yeah, this is a 3 cups. I was literally talking about the 3 cups. This is like 5, 6, 7, 8. This is speed. This is moving on. And this is friendship issues and gossip. So I feel like she's going to heal a friendship wound she's had with someone, and they're moving on from that. And I feel like this album might even help, because this is expression and this is emotionally putting something out to the world. And we have the world here as well, and this is like a regret. And I feel like you're going to see in the future her healing and bringing that. There's going to start to be a little bit of balance in the future after a period where she's like, you're not exchanging with me. Can you at least exchange with me so that I get to know what's going on with you? It's like someone who doesn't open up, or someone who has a hard time actually having a mature conversation and communicating to it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is literally like the Blake Lively thing. I'm pretty sure I've did some research, and I'm pretty sure there's a song on there that could indicate that kind of situation. So I wouldn't be surprised in the album if she touches on like that. You're not giving in to me. You're not exchanging with me. I just literally whistled then. You're not exchanging with me. And I feel like in the future, there's a healing moment coming in quickly, and they're moving on from friendship issues. And there could be a sense of gossip. Like she can hear some gossip about someone, and she's like, that's coming in quickly. And she's like healing, and it's the balance. It's the balance. So I'm definitely seeing that as well. Cards for Taylor's. Clarify the 3 cups reverse. Clarify the 3 cups reverse. 3 cups reverse. Yeah, heartbreak. Heartbreak. And that's not feeling fulfilled. There's one more card. Yeah, it's like you couldn't direct your anger in a healthy way, and it broke my heart because because there's a gossip going on. But definitely the Emperor. But yeah, let's see what else I can get, because I feel like I got like half the deck out. I had like this girl in high school, I was reading her cards, and she's like, yo, you have half the deck out. I'm like, yeah, that's how I read. I'm like, I need all the tea, like leave me alone, like I'm reading your cards. And then she came back the next day and she's like, yeah, that was pretty accurate, that actually happened to me. I was like, see, I had to read all your cards. Okay, cards for Taylor Swift's future that will be in the public eye. Cards for Taylor Swift's future that will be in the public eye. The moon, the hidden things, the mothering things, how the way she was mothered, or the way she was received by the mum, because the moon's very going with the cycles. Yeah, literally that's a family issue. The hidden family issues in her life are going to come to public in the future. And the part, I know her album kind of like, there's already news around this, so it's how her career, the hidden parts of her career, really. What else is going to be in the public? This is the sun, which is masculine energy, can represent a masculine, the emperor reverse. This is how she hasn't healed from a masculine energy, mostly the father. And the sun also talks about that fathering energy and that kind of happiness, and how she couldn't walk away from a situation because she hasn't healed from it. And she's like, how do I word this? I want to word this correctly. Father issue, issue with a man. I'm happy, but I can't walk away from it because I'm not healed from this. And it's being in the public, and I'm displaying this in my career. I'm moving forward in my career. It's still something that kind of haunts me in a sense. That's kind of the energy it's giving. And Eight of Cups tells me because the Eight of Cups upright is like simplicity. Like I'm moving towards the Two of Cups to make the Ten of Cups. And I'm moving towards partnerships, and it's like I didn't have those partnerships and connections, and I couldn't heal from situations because I didn't have the connections of people around me. And this is also the Emperor reverse is releasing control as well. So there's like, who has, like, you'll see like, who was I giving control to in the future? Like you're gonna see in the future, like, who did I give control to? Who was in control of me? And where did I leave my power? And how have I not healed from this? And how could I find simplicity in all of this? Like, maybe it was just a simple thing, but it was very complex for me at the time. That's kind of what it's giving for the future. Let's look at the Star reverse. Clarify Star reverse. Star reverse. Star reverse. Yeah, you could be, this could be a legal issue. Death is an ending. And the Four of Swords is healing. Once again, I feel like there's a wound that's ending, and that's kind of like, could be justice, could be the court balancing, justice, karma. Karma is my day. Karma is my day. Clarify justice. I like to clarify justice. Yeah, misfortune. You could also see in the future, like, the things she thought she was destined for, and she's like, it's not fair because there's a sense of fairness in the future that's playing a part. And she's like, some opportunities I had to stick to my morals with because I missed opportunities because I stuck to my morals and I played by my morals, and that didn't get me a lot of attention. That's kind of what the energy's giving as well. Okay, your girlie is out of breath. Your girlie is, she's gonna finish this soon. I want to clarify Ten of Pentacles. Clarify Ten of Pentacles reverse. Ten of Pentacles reverse. Ten of Pentacles reverse. Yep, that's vulnerability. That's opening up. And that's something I had to fight and stand up for. I had to stand up in my career for things, and I had to be vulnerable, and I had to open up. And I couldn't hold on to these grudges anymore. Like, I've standed up in my boundaries, but I couldn't, like, I've stand up in my boundaries, but I've also learned to be vulnerable when it comes to my boundaries. And I feel like we're going to see that in the future, and it could definitely stem from your family values as well. Yeah. Let's see what else I can get. Let's look at the moon, because the moon's all about hidden things. Clarify the moon for Taylor Swift's future. Clarify the moon for Taylor Swift's future. Yeah, that's... my victim of my, it's the same thing over and over again with this reading, so I'm going to finish this reading up soon. So the Eight of Swords, a victim of my circumstances with communication in my mind and bringing clarity. And it's like, where was the clarity that I needed? Like, I was confused, I was lost, I didn't know what to do because the people around me didn't display a proper sense of power and like my groups and my values, because we have to look at this card. This is Pluto and Aquarius, and Aquarius is all about being different. It's about feeling different in our groups and environments. And when we're looking at, I'm so sorry for this lawnmower. We're looking at the changes in our environments and how we couldn't change. Hang on, let me reiterate that. We couldn't change our environments, and that caused us anxiety of victim of our own circumstances. And we have to look at the Emperor reverse again, and it's like, how do I give up that control to the people around me, and who was I giving my power to? So you're definitely going to see this in the future. And I don't know, the feather's really standing out to me. So it could be a sense of feather. And the Ankh is all about protection. So not feeling protected by certain people as well could definitely be something as well appearing. And I know I mentioned this before, but the pyramids are like houses. So there could be something about the house. But we're just going to leave that there. That's the reading. Definitely how, like, a display on fairness and how she kind of developed into the person she is today. But yeah, that's the Taylor Swift reading for the future. I know I mentioned a lot about the album a little bit, but I feel like there's this general sense as well when it comes to this reading. So that's the general tarot reading on Taylor Swift. Tarot reading about Taylor Swift's future as well. So I hope you enjoyed this tarot reading. If you did, leave a comment down below of the next celebrity you want to see. And I feel like I've been super busy lately, so my readings have been a little bit crazy, but I feel like I'm centered today. So have a wonderful day and love you all.